Joining us now is an Australian karting champion at just the age of 12. He's a Bathurst winner and now a V8 supercar team owner, Todd Kelly from Kelly Racing. Todd, welcome to MXTV, mate.
Thank you.
Now, mate, it's great to be here. You've got a fantastic workshop going on here. Tell us a little bit about what you have in the facility.
Yeah, well, we built this place up at the beginning of 2009. It was just an empty warehouse, and as we normally do things, the whole family's hooked in, and we painted this very floor ourselves and put all the steelwork and the panelling up and basically built the team from scratch. At the start of 2009, we didn't have any cars, any pit equipment, any engines for the two Jack Daniels cars, so the team really put in over the Christmas break, and we built 6 engines, 2 brand new chassis and all of the pit equipment. And the last few weeks in the lead into our first round, we were all here till 2 and 3 in the morning every night of the week just to get on the roads. We thought if we could get through that first bit of running our own team, we should be fine. We were very lucky to find this building that pretty much suited what we wanted to do. We didn't really want to operate our race team out of a tin shed. We wanted to elevate the whole thing and have something that we could be proud of and bring all of those sponsors in and showcase the whole team. And now we've got probably the biggest infrastructure in V8 supercars and in Australian motorsport, and it's something that the sponsors are really latching onto, and it's not just a sticker running around on the track now. It's been a big investment and a lot of work to set the team up. We're a fully self-sufficient V8 supercar team. We run 4 cars full-time. Everything's done in-house, so anything that you could think of in a race car is designed and manufactured and assembled in-house. So it's a fair bit of work, but at the same time, we've got complete control over everything we do and the quality of it. And it does take a lot of time when you're a brand new team and you don't outsource any of the fancy parts to actually get the cars up to speed. So it's a lot of work, and it is starting to come together now. The whole thing is a continuous evolution and trying to make these things go faster.
Take us through the journey of starting racing to getting here.
We've done it the hard way, that's for sure. My brother and I have come up from go-karts, and we had a little bit of a help through a few of the locals to help work on the karts, but when myself in particular went into Formula Ford, we just bought an old wreck of a car and actually rebuilt that car in our shed at home in Mildura in between school. I got up every morning at 6 o'clock and worked on this car and knew everything about it. So everything that we've done ourselves, from ordering tyres to building engines to running the car at the track. So we've had a lot of experience, but nothing of the size of this. You know, we have 45 full-time staff running these cars, and you know, we have 14 different departments here in the team, and up until this point, running a Formula Ford or a Formula Holden, you'd have yourself and a couple of volunteers for the weekend would be about it. Even though it is a lot of work, not many people get to do the whole thing and, you know, get the reward for that.
Where to from here, mate?
Rick and I are very happy to spend the rest of our careers in V8 supercars, especially now that we have our own team. And Rick and I are very big on giving young people an opportunity. You know, there's a lot of kids out there that have got an amazing amount of talent but don't have the money to get in, and it's the same from a team's perspective. It's one of the things that we'd like to try and do here, and hopefully they'll get to the point where they can replace us in a few years.
Tell us your role here at Kelly Racing, mate. I know it's a big one.
Both Rick and myself are responsible for pretty much everything in here. It's pretty good. We've been here for 2.5 years now, and we're just next to each other in our offices, and we've not had one blue, which isn't too bad. We used to blue a little bit when we were growing up, but when I turned 17 and moved to Melbourne, and Rick stayed in Mildura, we started to really get along well because we were separated, and ever since we've been fine, and we work together on a daily basis. Rick looks after all of the commercial operations in the team, so I look after the racing operations and the budget and all the racing side of it. It's been a little bit of a change in lifestyle for Rick and I. We certainly haven't clocked up as many Ks on our dirt bikes as what we used to before we started the team. It's pretty busy nowadays, but it's also very rewarding. You know, it's a lot of work, but the few times that we have got on the podium probably have been the most special podiums that we've had over our careers.
How did you get started riding dirt bikes?
I grew up in Mildura on the land. I got on a motorbike for the first time on a little 3-wheeler when I was 2.5 years old. We'd get home from school, throw the backpacks in the driveway and get on the motorbikes every day. I actually started racing motorbikes after I did go-karts. I got my first real bike, which is a KX80, and then we went and raced motorbikes for a season.
Now, your little boy, and he's starting to ride. Is that something that you consciously wanted to bring onto him, riding dirt bikes and then into cars?
He actually beat me by about 6 months. I think I was 2.5 when I got on a motorbike and rode it on my own, and he'd just turned 2. and he was up and down the driveway on a three-wheeler all by himself. But it's something that I always wanted to do with the kids. I think it's very important from a young age to teach them how to operate equipment and to respect that.
You could just about do anything you want to do, realistically. Why do you get out and ride a dirt bike?
It's what we've always done. You know, from growing up as kids, you'd have an average day at school or whatever, and you'd get home and throw the helmet on, and it didn't matter what was going on in the world. As soon as you jump on the dirt bike and fang around the paddock, it doesn't matter, you're yourself, and we've grown up with that, and it's something that we'd really miss being able to do regularly. It's something that we do every Christmas. We've got a station up at Mildura, and we do hundreds of Ks over Christmas. If we could do that every day of the year, we'd be very happy people, but we can still do it. We ride our own contracts now as drivers, so it's one thing that has been a little bit dodgy over the years. We weren't supposed to ride motorbikes in our previous contracts, but we always did. We still have to be responsible, but we can do whatever we want and get up the farm and go for a burn.
So now I know why you started the race team, just so you can write your own contracts.
Well, mate, that was great fun. I'm surprised it's wet and slippery out here, and you did a great job.
You've had a bit of an off up there, mate. What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't fall off. It wasn't me on the bike. I lent it to one of the other guys, and look what they've done. It must have been.
Ah, come on, mate. Now, I seen the front end start to lose it. Was it just a front end washout?
Yeah, in my language, I got a bit of understeer and fell off.
All right. There's not a scratch on it still, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is the first time I've actually ever worn proper motorbike boots. I normally ride in Bluntstone, so motorbike boots for the first time and a wet hill aren't really the right thing for a day out, but no, had an awesome time. Thanks very much.
Oh, mate, I did too, and well done, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And thanks very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you out here, and we'll have to catch up and do this a bit more once you wear your boots in.
We'll do it again next week.